Hey, 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 it's Mocha the Cap. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? I'm I'm Mocha the Cap, born January 14th, not mixed with Aquarius, and damn sure not mixed with Sagittarius. I'm sorry if I'm looking over here. I'm noticing I had put a shot on my mom's altar, and I'm noticing that the shot is getting smaller and smaller. Like, I guess water evaporates, so that makes sense, or even alcohol, right? But it's like she's drinking it. I love that for me. I love that. Drink up, mama. I'm gonna make you something to eat in a second. But as you can see from the title of this video, this is a story time. And you know how my story times are. It's all, astrology based. So we're always going to, bring up the people, the parties that are involved by their astrology sign or astrological sign. And I don't have on no pants or underwear right now. So I'm not going to be moving too much because I don't want to expose and mess up this video. Because, I don't know how to edit or do anything like that. So it's just straight off the top of the dome. And I'm sipping, I'm drinking, I'm smoking. Y'all know how I do, but I gotta get this off my chest because, like, the situation is over and done now, and so I can talk about it freely with no problems. And it's get your drink, get your smoke, put the headphones on because this is about to be a story time for the books, and it might be pretty long because this was a long situation. This was a long relationship that I went through that I'm no longer in, and I'm ready to heal and move. I say heal. I don't believe in healing. I know some people are like, oh, you heal, you can heal. Baby, ain't no such thing as healing. Healing is the point when you say, okay, I'm good from that situation. I learned my lesson. I'm good, whatever. And that could be today, tomorrow, whenever. Like, you don't need all this time to heal. That I know people always talk about that all the time, but I do not personally believe that it takes forever to heal from something. I think there's always underlying issues, but it can take a long time. It just depends on how long the situation was. Okay, and when I say healed, I'm really referring to getting over it. You feel me? And I literally, after seeing what I saw, was it last night? Yeah, last night, I healed immediately. I was like, girl, you healed. You are done. They done. So why you ain't done? If they done moved on and did what they doing, why the hell are you still moping around looking crazy? I'm not finna, not me. No, if you moved on, I moved on too, baby. Believe that. But this is a story time about my ex-husband. And I don't know if you guys pay attention to all my videos or if it's your first time here, but yes, I was married to someone for since 2017, but I've known them since 2000 and my son was born in 2007, so I met him in about 2006, almost maybe at the end of 2005. Yeah. Let's talk about it. We finna talk about it. I got my wine. I'm taking big gulps. So, yeah, let's talk about it. Cause this situation last night was, I was like, damn. And y'all gonna see what I'm talking about. So this video is gonna be kind of long. So if you're not ready, come back to it later or whatever the case may be. But we're gonna talk about a Capricorn relationship, and you're gonna see. I'm not gonna lie. In this relationship, I was toxic. Sometimes I was good girl. Sometimes I wasn't shit. I mean, I was a lot of things in this relationship, and I think I'm making this video to help other Capricorn women to see, especially if you're younger, or it really doesn't matter your age, but if you're in a relationship with somebody, think twice is what I'm saying. Think twice about everything. Think twice if you want to stay with them. Think twice if you're going to be like, just think about everything, okay? Because I have my reasoning for why I did what I did. But at the end of the day, I still feel like I do feel like I was wrong in a lot of ways. You know what I mean? Especially now, me being older and looking back at the situation, I'm like, you was wrong, Mo. You really was. So, like I said, back in, yeah, it had to happen around like my okay, so I graduated. Let's start with the story. Okay, like I said, it's gonna be a long one. So I graduated from high school in 2005. Shout out to class '05. Yes, I graduated in 2005 from high school. Um, I graduated in May, and my mom passed away in August. I was set up to go to, and this is kind of like my life story a little bit, you guys, but more on the relationship side, not my professional life. So, take notice to that as well. I started, I graduated from high school in May. I was supposed to go to Albany State University in the fall of that same year. My mom was going to take care of my oldest son, and she passed away in August. So before she passed away, I actually had started going to school to be a medical assistant because I was like, that's how I'm going to make money while I'm in college in Georgia. I'm going to get this little certificate, go to college in Georgia, but I'm going to work as a medical assistant to work my way through college. So my mom passed away in August, and every time I think about that situation, I just say it's that famous saying of tell God your plans and watch him laugh. That's what this situation was. It was me making plans, and God was like, girl, I got a whole nother life for you. Watch what I tell you. And so when my mom passed in August, it was devastating to me. We had an apartment, we were living there. I was the oldest out of my siblings, and I was just like, what am I going to do? But God is good, God is great. He actually blessed me to have my bills paid up for 3 months, and my brothers and sisters, they came to come stay with me with no problems. We were good. So during those 3 months, I had stopped doing medical assistant school because I actually cussed out the teacher, because the teacher, she was trying to teach me, but she didn't even know what the hell she was talking about. So I cussed her out and got kicked out of school. So here I am, no job. Mom just passed. My brother and sister and my son looking at me like, what you gonna do? How we need money. I'm like, you right. We ain't got no bills for the next 3 months. Luckily, my mom was getting Social Security for all of us, for our dads. All of our dads had passed away. So she was getting Social Security for all of us, and I found out that she was getting a nice chunk of money every month. So the first 2 months, we was balling. It was around Christmas. Like, okay, so she passed in August, so September, October, November. Okay, so that was later on down the line. But anyways, we was balling basically when my mom first passed away, because we ain't had no bills to pay. It was us with the money. We was going out. I was taking my brothers out of town, buying us all kind of clothes, shoes, just doing all kind of stuff that we never did when my mom was alive, because my mom was very cheap, but she was also a drug addict. So she basically just felt like, oh, my money is for this, it ain't for that. You know what I mean? And that's we didn't know no better. We just thought that's what we thought. We always thought we was just broke, but couldn't find out my mama had money, and I was like, damn, that's crazy. So yeah, we all was living together, just enjoying our life, and I was like, dang, what am I gonna do? I want to, I want to work. I want to do something. Even though I'm getting money and my bills is paid, I want to do something. So y'all know what I did as a 19-year-old, fresh out of high school, pussy popping little girl. I went to the strip club. I sure did. I went to the strip club and got a job at the strip club. And I was bougie, so it wasn't gonna be just no any strip club. I had to go to the white girl strip club. I'm going to the white girl strip club because I'm pretty sure they get money over there. And I wasn't lying. I wasn't wrong. That's why I tell girls, you want to be a dancer and this is that. Don't go to them ghetto clubs with them. Those men that come in there and throw stacks and stacks on stacks, they only come probably once a week or once a month. And who's to say you're gonna be there when they come? And who's to say they're gonna spend the money with you? But at the white club, it was different. You couldn't show your nipples. You couldn't show your pee-pee. You couldn't do none of that. You had to wear little boy shorts or bikini draws and wear long gowns when you was on stage. Like, they did not play. Like, you had to be beautiful. You know what I mean? That's what you had to be there for, to be beautiful. Not to be a hoe, not to strip, not to suck dick. Even though people were doing that, that's not what the club was really about. If they found out that you were doing that, you would lose your job. So here I was, being a little stripper, started meeting all kind of tricks, Let's just be real. So I had me about 3 or 4 boyfriends, and all of them was giving me money. You couldn't tell me nothing. You couldn't tell me nothing. So one day, while I'm at the club, and I used to work the day shift. That was another thing too. Ladies, if you're gonna go work at a white girl club, go in the daytime, because the bad people come out at night. The good men that just be trying to get, have a little day off from work, or they doing meetings, or just lounging out, killing time, because they might be from out of town, because that's how this. I'm telling you, this is how this happened. So I'm in the club, and all of a sudden, this one particular day, this guy comes. I noticed both of the guys, and I told myself, like, okay, when I'm done on stage, because it was my time to go on stage, I was like, when I'm done on stage, I'm gonna go over there and see if they want to dance. While I'm on stage doing my dance, I'm looking at them, because it's daytime. It's not that many people in there, so of course I'm gonna be looking at y'all, see what's going on. They looking at me, I'm looking at them. So one of them, he gets up and he comes to me. He's like, "Oh my God, my friend, he is infatuated with you. He's too scared to come over here and talk to you, but he want to meet you." And I was like, "Of course, sure, I'll meet him. Just give me a second, and I'll be over there." And that's what I did. When I got off stage, I went over there and I asked, "Do we want to dance?" He was like, "Yes." And I started dancing for him, and he was just like, "Man, have you ever been to Texas? Have you?" Because that's where he was from. He was a pilot. He's like, "Oh, have you ever been to Texas? Or, I can fly you there, and I can show you the best time you ever had, and this and that." I'm thinking this man is full of shit, because we in a strip club. Like, you just trying to impress me at this point, because you just trying to get whatever it is you want from me. And I was like, "No, sure." I was like, "Just get my number and call me. You know what strippers do. Just call me, baby. Yeah, we gonna hang out. We gonna have a good time, and blah, blah, blah." So after that, he started texting me. Now, remind you, I had just met my second kid's father, and I was infatuated with his looks. Okay, that's how he got me, and I got pregnant actually the first time we had sex. I hate to put it out there, but it's the truth. But I was dealing with him, and like I said, I got pregnant the first time we had sex. So, mind you, I didn't even know I was pregnant. It's funny, I'm thinking about this now out loud. I didn't even realize I was pregnant. I was pregnant from the moment that I actually met my ex-husband, but I didn't know. And like I said, like a month later, he's like, "Oh, let's go. Come to Texas. He just kept. I said, "Okay, we finna put it to." I said, "Okay, buy me a ticket. And you want me to come to Texas so bad? Buy me a damn ticket." He was like, "Okay, what's your name?" I sent him my name. Not even 5-10 minutes later, I had got the screenshot or the text or whatever about the ticket. He had bought the ticket. I was like, "Oh shit!" But remind you, I had never been outside of Florida. I had never got on a plane before. I ain't know nothing about no planes, nothing. So I'm like, "Oh my God, this man really bought a fucking ticket." I'm like, "Oh shit." And I'm telling him now, like, I ain't never been on a plane. He was like, "It's okay. It's the first time for everything." I was like, "Okay, you right." So at that moment, I think the ticket was like for a week from that day. So I'm like, "Okay, cool." So that the day before, he's like, "Oh, and then remind you, I never remembered how this man looked. I never asked him for no pictures, no nothing, or whatever, because I didn't take him serious. So the day before, I'm telling my brother, sister, and everybody, I'm like, "Oh, I'm even lying to my baby daddy. I'm like, "Oh, my friend, she stay in Texas. She want me to come to Texas, and I'm gonna go to Texas, go see my friend." And he was like, "Okay." He was like, I'll be here, whatever." I was like, "Okay, cool." So I sent him a message. I'm like, "Look, I ain't got my hair, my nails done. What am I?" He was like, "Okay, how much do it cost?" I was like, "Cost this much." He sent the money instantly. I was like, "Oh, he for real, for real." And even on the day of, I was like, "I ain't got to watch my kids." He was like, "Okay, how much the babysitter gonna put?" I told him, he sent me the money. I was like, "Oh Lord, this man is for real, for real. He really wants me to come." So I had ran out of excuses, you guys. So I was like, "Okay, here I come, Texas." I get my ass on the plane. I'm scared. I had this lady hold my hand on the plane. She talking to me, and boom, we land in Texas. So get off the plane. I'm nervous because I'm like, I don't even remember how this man looks. I'm like, how does this man even look? Am I gonna like him? Like, what am I gonna do? Next thing I know, I'm walking to baggage claim to go get my bag, and I see this man holding a teddy bear and some roses, and he is not attractive to me. I'm not attracted at all to him. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, Valeria, what have you gotten yourself into? And he's like, hey, boo. And I'm like, and as soon as he gives me the stuff and I get it, he goes in to hug me and he kissed me in my mouth. And when I tell you, I ain't never smelled somebody breath so motherfucker. I ain't never smelled somebody breath so stank in my life. I was like, oh my God. I almost threw up. And I was just like, sir. And out of nowhere, this white lady come out of nowhere. She's like, oh, is that your husband? Because if it's not, you better marry him. And I'm like, what? And he like, yeah. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, what is going on now? Like, it was just crazy. And so he get my bag and all this, and while he's putting my bag in the car, I'm calling my sister. I'm like, sister, I'm like, sister, he ugly. She was like, I know. So she was like, sister, just deal with it. You there now? I was like, I know. I was like, I'm gonna make this shit where I'm gonna get drunk tonight. That's what the fuck I'm gonna do. I was like, maybe if I get drunk and pass out, he won't try to fuck me. He won't try to fuck me because I know that's what's on his mind. If he want to fuck me. So now the good part about it is that when I came to Texas, I'm not gonna lie, this man showed me the world. He showed me the best time I ever had in my life. He showed me what it was like to be a bougie Barbie bitch that get everything you want. I wish I knew how to like put pictures in and show y'all. Like, this man had me feeling like a queen. Man took me everywhere. You hear what I'm saying to you? Everywhere. But I got drunk. I got drunk as hell that night, and I tried to act like I was passed out. Do you think that stopped him? No. And this is what I'm saying. Like, I'm even though it's like, yeah, he's a good guy, he's a bad guy too at the same time, in my opinion. And a lot of people don't see it the way I see it, and maybe you guys might not either. But I feel like if a girl is drunk or a woman is drunk and she's passed out, why are you still having intercourse with her? We could have intercourse tomorrow. I'm gonna be here for a couple days. You feel what I'm saying? So that showed me a lot about his character just from that first night. I was like, yeah, like, that's what you want. Or maybe you like, bitch, I done spent all this money on you, I'm finna get me some. But it's like, I hate men like that. He's not, I know other men that have been like that too. I'm like, that's not cool. But he did. Child dick was so little, I was just like, I didn't even give a fuck. You feel what I'm saying? It was so little ass dick. I'm talking about probably about the size of my thumb. I'm not playing or whatever. And just so you guys know, he's a Leo, so I'll reference him as Leo moving forward in the story. But he's a Leo, so y'all take that and y'all run with it, okay? Because he is the definition of a true Leo, in my opinion. Think everything is about him. He don't give a damn about what you got going on. He's the star of the show. You're just here participating, okay? And that's what he basically showed me that night when he fucked me. He's like, he took me everywhere and treated me like a queen, this and this and that. But he treated me like a queen because he felt like he's a king, and that's the only thing any woman he's dealing with is going to be treated like, because he's royalty. So if you're with him, you're going to be treated like royalty too. But just like a king, when I want your puss, I'm gonna get your puss without your. It don't matter what you tell me. I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do because I'm the king. Okay. So, like I said, that weekend I had a great time. I was never attracted to him, but I just had a great time because he just showed me a wonderful time. And so I left, went back home, and he was just like, man, I need to see you again. I need to be with you again. Oh my God, you just the one for me. And I was like, I know. I know. It's just so funny when you don't like a guy, they just love you, don't they? They just love you. And so my baby daddy, he started catching on. He's a Sagittarius. He started catching on. He's like, the fuck is this dude like that's texting you and calling you all the time? And so one day, because I ended up telling him, I was like, you my man. I told Leo, he my man. I was like, you my man, you my man, my man. Because he was giving me money, paying bills, doing all kind of shit. Sugar daddy in my eyes. And I told him, I was like, you know, let's be my sugar daddy. He was like, no, I don't want to be your sugar daddy. He was like, I done been sugar daddies before. I don't want to be a sugar daddy no more. I want to get married. I want to be with you. And I was like, well, you moving too fast for me. I don't know about all that. And one day he ended up calling my phone, and my Sagittarius baby daddy picked up the phone. And this Sagittarius, you a trip. You go get on the phone and go to tell him everything. Oh yeah, that's my woman, and this and that. He cussed me out. Oh, why the fuck this motherfucking Leo calling your motherfucking phone talking about you his woman and blah 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 blah. I was like, he's something else, cause he know damn well he ain't my motherfucking man. But okay, let me call him and talk to him. And I did. I was like, what the fuck happened? He was like, yeah, some dude called my phone talking to him, like, you know, he was like, I told you my woman. I said, oh, you did, huh? He was like, yeah. And that's another thing about him that I love, though. My ex-husband, the Leo, his confidence is sky high. I don't give a damn how ugly he is, how much his breath stink. That man confidence is top tier. Like, you ain't telling him that he ain't the shit. And if you do, something must be wrong with you. That's how he look at it. So he really like showed me how to be confident with myself, for real. But that's a Leo thing. Leos and Capricorns good on that, because Leos definitely give Capricorns confidence to do whatever it is that they need to do in life. And that's what I love about Leo men. They really, really do. He's not the only Leo man I dated. Every Leo man that I've dated as a Capricorn woman, they have always made me feel like I was top tier and nothing less, and that I deserve the world and I can get it because I'm me. And that's what I love about Leo men. So, of course, like I said, we kept talking from there, but there was one particular time where he came in town, and his Leo friend again took him to a strip club. But this time when he came, he was really, really drunk. And all the times that I had been around him, I noticed he never really got drunk. And so his friend was like, I think somebody poisoned him at the club. And I was like, are you serious? He was like, yeah, I think that somebody put something in his drink or something. They were trying to like get money or something, and that's why they did that. And I was like, you gotta be kidding, because he was out of it. To this day, I've never ever seen him out of it the way he was that night. That night he was out of it, and we had to drive all the way to Cocoa Beach from Orlando, which is like almost an hour and a half drive. And I didn't want to drive, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna drive. So we get to Cocoa, we get in our nice little room and everything. He's like, baby, can we walk down to the beach? And I was like, sure. At this point, I think I was like 3 months pregnant, so I was showing just a little bit. And he kept telling me to drink and everything. I was like, no, I can't drink. Oh, excuse me, you guys. And I had stopped working at a strip club because, like I said, I was pregnant. I'm not gonna be a pregnant stripper, so I had stopped working at a strip club. I had told him about that, and he was like, oh, that's good. And I was like, yeah, I stopped working at a strip club. I actually had got like a job at Popeyes or some shit. And he was like, that's good, that's good. So we go down to Cocoa Beach. You know, he sober up just a little bit. This motherfucker tried to kiss me again with throw up all in his motherfucking mouth before we went downstairs to the beach. And I was like, motherfucker, like, I had to really let his ass know because your breath was already stank. And now you got throw up on top of it. Like, who the fuck you think you're dealing with right now? So he was like, oh, I'm sorry, baby. I'm so sorry, baby. I'm so, yeah, motherfucker, you is sorry. You a sorry motherfucker trying to do some shit like that to me. I wouldn't give a damn. But anyway, we go down to the beach or whatever. We walking down the beach, and next thing I know, this motherfucker was on one knee. 3 months now. I only know you for 3 months. But later on, I'm going to tell you, like, later on in the story, I'm going to tell you, you know what? I should have, when that motherfucker asked me then, I should have said yes then. I sure should have. But I wasn't thinking. Okay? This is why I said it's a story for my young girls. Don't play no games, okay? Learn. Learn from your elders, okay? Your elder is giving you some game right now. But yeah, he asked me to marry him. And I was like, no, and I'm pregnant with another man, baby. So I told him, I was like, I'm pregnant. That nigga jumped for joy. He was like, oh, it's my baby. You're pregnant. I was like, no, let me stop you. I was like, I'm so sorry, but it's not your baby. And he was like, how you know? I was like, cause I know. And he was disappointed, but he was just like, okay, so you're not gonna marry me? I was like, damn, this man really liked me. But I was like, no, I can't do it. I was like, no, I just can't do it. It wouldn't be right. And he was just like, you don't get it. He was like, I'm ready to settle down. I want you to be my woman. And I was like, I hear what you're saying. I'm not saying, let me say it like this, man. I'm gonna take your ring, I'm gonna put it on, but I'm not gonna officially say yes, okay? Let me think about it. And he was like, excuse me, he was like, okay, okay, think about it. And so after that, we chilled some more, and I remember I had another son already. Him and my other son got really, really close because he would like take my son, you know, to Disney World with me too. I was there. We would just do everything together, and he just was so like head over heels with me. That's how he just acted. And so after I had my baby, I actually kind of didn't talk to him that much, and me and my kid's father, the Sagittarius, started getting into it really, really bad. And I ended up breaking up with him, and I moved back in with my auntie. And at that point, I was like, I cannot go back to being broke. And I can't, like, I had lost everything behind my baby father. So I was like, I'm not, and that's a whole nother story that I'm going to tell y'all about too. But I'm trying to be graceful for my kids, okay? But I lost everything behind my baby daddy. And I just didn't want to be a broke ass bitch. So I was like, he was offering me to come to stay to Texas. He was like, come and stay in Texas. That's another thing I forgot to tell you guys. When the first time I came to Texas, remember I told you, right? I just met him. This man took me to a house and showed me the house and was like, this gonna be your house. So I was like, what? He was like, this gonna be your house. He let me pick it and everything. He was like, which one you like? You like this one? You like that one? I was like, I like this one. He was like, okay, this gonna be your house. He was like, and I'm gonna build this house because it wasn't built. He built the house from the ground up. Well, a company built it up. He was like, this gonna be your house. He was like, you gonna be with me. You gonna be my wife, and this gonna be your house. One day, watch what I tell you. And I was just like, man, this man is crazy. But I'll be damned. That man got me down there to motherfucking Texas. Me, my sister, and my kids moved to Texas. I ain't tell my baby daddy nothing till I left, because I knew he wasn't gonna let me leave. Moved down to Texas with this guy. But I was still on some hoe shit. I was still on some shit like, oh, I just want to be a hoe. I just want to be out in the streets. You know, I just want to do my thing. Like, I was only like 19, 20 years old. Maybe 21 at best, I think. But I just was not, you know what I mean? I was just trying to do what I wanted to do. I wanted to be me. I wanted to do what Valeria wanted to do. So I was there with him, but every month I would go down to Florida, go see everybody, see people. That's how I ended up meeting my other ex, who's a Leo. Met him. He blew my mind. How did that happen? So first things first, I went down to Texas for a year. The whole year while I was there, I kept talking to my baby dad, and I told him I wanted to move up here. I was like, look, I'm gonna get a job, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and you gonna move here. So me and my sister plotted to move out. That's why I said I ain't perfect, okay? Me and my sister plotted the whole time I was there in Texas to actually save up money to move out, get our own place, and I was gonna move my baby daddy down there, and that's exactly what I did. And I'll be damned when I move my baby daddy down here. So I'm telling you, God has a plan for you, okay? Because I moved my baby daddy down here thinking that me and him gonna prosper, we gonna do good after this and this and that. Child, I lost everything again with my baby daddy. That's when I knew that me and my baby daddy was not meant to be together. I was like, no, no, no. And after that whole year of me being in that apartment with my baby daddy, my ex, Leo, the dude, took me back. He took me back. And he told me something that was crazy to me, is that he was riding by my house. He would tell me, oh, I rode by your house just to make sure you was okay all the time. I just wanted to check on you and see if you was okay. And I was like, damn, for real? He was like, yeah. Like, he was like, you my wife. You gonna be with me. I still wasn't married to him, but that's what he would tell me all the time. So, boom, my baby daddy, he left. I sent my son with him because my son was little. And I was like, yeah, let me build myself back up again. And I moved back in with my ex or whatever. Moved back in with him. But this time I was like, nah, what you gonna do, Valeria? No, I still was on some bullshit. I'm lying. I still was on some bullshit. I moved back in with him again. But this time when I moved in, I was like, okay, I'm gonna be with you. You feel what I'm saying? I just gotta get a job. I'm gonna work and just see how that goes. And I did. I got me a good job. I was working, making a lot of money. And I fucked around and went back to Florida again, because I was going back to Florida just to go visit, because I was very homesick. So I went back to Florida again. This particular time I went back to Florida, this is where I met my other ex, who's a Leo. Met him first night, amazing. I fell in love for the first. It was like I knew him my whole life. I don't know what it was about him, but I feel like I knew him my whole life, and I was like, oh no, I gotta be with you. Like I still had that itch in me where I wanted me a thug. You feel me? And like my ex-husband, he was not. You know, he's a pilot, but he was also a police officer. You know, he just was a good man. You feel me? And I was not ready for that. And I can admit that now. I was not ready for that. So when I ran into this thug ass nigga, I was in love. And boom, a month later, I moved back to Florida again on his ass. And I just told him, I was like, I don't want to stay here. I want to be in Florida. I was like, we can still mess around and everything, but I want to be in Florida. And he was just like, baby, are you serious? I was like, yep, I'm serious. Moved back to Florida again. Still kept in contact with me the whole time. My ex-husband still kept in contact with me the whole time. We wasn't married at this time still, but he was still, I had a car actually that was in his name. So he was still paying my car note for me. At least that's what I thought. Because when I moved back to Texas, I found out he hadn't even paid the car payment in a year. The whole time I was gone, he hadn't made a car payment. So, but the people couldn't take the car because they didn't know where the fuck it was. They didn't know the car was all the way in Florida. They thought the car was in Texas still. But anyway, so I'm down there in Florida with this nigga. That's a whole nother story that I can tell you guys about if you want to know on another trip. But long story short, he ends up going to prison, the dude, for 10 years. And I was back down in Florida for 2 years during this time. I was there for 2 years and back and forth. Sometimes I would go to Texas to go visit my ex, and sometimes he would come to Florida and come visit me, but we just still kept in touch with each other. You feel me? This man really, really loved me. At least that's what I felt like. So when my ex went to prison for 10 years, I was like, go back to Texas, Valeria. Just go. Take your ass back. And so I came back to Texas again. But this time when I came back to Texas, I was like, no, you gonna be on your shit. You need to get your shit together. Fuck all the bullshit. Like, I growed up some. I really had. I growed up some. I think I was like 26 or 27. I was like, no, you need to do something better with your life. And so, boom, got back to Texas. Started going back to school. Got my degrees. Landed a good, professional corporate job. I was in there. I really, really was doing what I needed to do. And that's when my ex-husband hit me with the, okay, we need to get married. And I didn't think he would move so fast. So I just was like, sure. I really played it off like, okay. Because that's how the conversation was. It was a casual conversation. And he was just like, oh, okay. She said yes this time. The next day, that motherfucker came with the paperwork. By the end of the week, we was at the courthouse getting married. And it was all a blur to me. You might think I'm making that up, but it was all a blur to me. It went so fast. I was just like, what am I doing? Like, even when I was walking with him to the courthouse, I was like, what am I doing? What are you doing, Valeria? When I was signing the paperwork, I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Because I was still talking to my ex that was in prison. And he was just in prison. You feel me? So, boom, we got married. Right before we got married, I had started working at a strip club again. But this time I was a waitress at a strip club. And I met this other guy. He was a Libra. Man. Because I still never really wanted to be with my ex. I just knew he could make me feel secure. And he could make sure that I accomplished what I needed to accomplish. Because I didn't have to worry about paying no bills or nothing like that while I was with him. I knew my kids would be secure. I just knew it was a secure situation. And so looking back now, like I said, my advice to other women is, when you have a secure situation, don't mess it up. Don't mess it up unless you just really, really feel deep in your heart, which I did feel that way. I did. I felt that, like, that relationship was not the relationship that I was meant to be in. And now, after what I'm about to tell you guys moving forward, I know that I made the right decision. It just hurts. It just hurts, right? So, boom, I met this Libra guy. Me and him dated for a year and a half. I was having the best time of my life. The day I was going to tell my ex-husband, my Leo ex-husband, that I was leaving him for the Libra passed away, you guys. He passed away. And y'all will see a video that I made about the Libra man, or I think it was the Leo man I was talking about, which is crazy, when the Libra had passed away. So y'all can see that video and see what that was about. But yes, he passed away the day that I was going to let him know that I was leaving my ex-husband to be with him. And I just thought that was so, once again, tell God your plans and watch him laugh at your ass. Because that's what happened. So, boom. He passed away. I'm just like, oh my God, what the hell is going on? So, my kids, moving flash forward in the situation, I was hurt. I was devastated. Imagine being married to somebody, coming home to them every night, and the person that you was in love with, or you thought you was in love with anyways, passed away. You gotta still come home every night to your husband and pretend like nothing happened. Like, that's some. I'm telling you guys, I could tell you the breakdown of that story. That's another story that I could break down to you guys. I got stories on top of stories. Like, I could tell you stories about these signs, shit that has happened to me. Like, I got story times. Like, I feel like I'm gonna get back on so I can start making videos, because I see I'm almost at 1,000, you guys. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers. I got a gift for y'all too when we go to 1,000, and it ain't gonna be no petty gift. It's gonna be a real life gift that y'all gonna really, really like. Because I feel like I know my audience. I feel like I know what y'all like. So I got something for y'all too once we get to 1,000. But because it's been a long road. It's been a long journey to that 1,000, but that's Capricorn life. Saturn make us wait for everything, so I'm used to it by now, and that's what I'm trying to tell you now. Like, even with my relationship, Saturn makes me wait. He teaches me a lesson. Like, he takes me through something. See, Saturn, what he does, he gives you something too soon, and then he takes it away, and now you gotta work to get it again. But once you get it next time, you're going to appreciate it so much. And that's what I'm trying to tell you about this story. That's what this story is about. It's about having something, losing it, and then appreciating and learning. And the next time you get it, you won't let it go. So, where was I in the story? So, yeah, the Libra, he passed away. And I'm going home every night to my ex-husband until my heart finally healed or whatever. And I knew he knew a lot of shit. He just never said anything. He was like that Boys to Men song, baby. I knew you was out with the other man. I didn't say anything because I just didn't care. Okay? I love you, baby. I love you. Like, that man really loved me. Or at least that's how sometimes I feel like, did he love me or did he just didn't want to be alone? Like, I don't know. You feel me? I just don't know, because like I tell people, I'm like, if it wasn't me, it'd have been the next bitch. And I say that wholeheartedly because that's what I feel. So, moving forward from that, I started feeling like I can't be in this relationship anymore. So, my oldest son was about to be 18. He was about to graduate from high school. My youngest, he already got his dad in his life. So, I started planning again and plotting again to how to get out of this situation. I was like, save you some money, plan, plot, get the fuck out. So, my goal was, when my son graduated from high school, I was going to get my own place, send my other son back to Florida with his dad, and then I would start my life over. And that's what I did, in that order. My son graduated, we gave him a graduating party, got him on his apartment, got him a place to stay, got him situated, and I moved out. Right before I moved out, I met Gemini. Started dealing with this Gemini dude, and this nigga took me through the ringer. That's a whole nother story that I can tell you guys about. The nigga took me through the ringer, and the whole time my ex still was like, I love you, I miss you, be with me, come back home, baby, please come back home. But I noticed this time, when I would come over to the house, he didn't even know, because I still had the key and shit. I would come over there when he wasn't there. He had like women underwear and shit in the dresser drawers and stuff, and I was like, oh, you fucking somebody else, you with somebody else, you with somebody, you know what I mean? And it's fucked up, because I was trying to have my cake and eat it too. Like, I was trying to figure out, like, for me, with him, I always just felt like he would be that person in the background that I could always cling on to when I'm in a fucked up situation. And this when Saturn taught my motherfucking ass, because this time Gemini called him and cussed him out and called him all kind of fuck niggas. This fuck nigga that I kill you about my bitch, and you know how these street niggas do. And even then, he texted me the next day and was like, are you okay? And I was so embarrassed that I didn't even respond to him for like a week. And so when I finally texted him back a week later, he texted me back and was like, look, I can't do this anymore. I have been doing this with you for years. I can't do it no more. And I feel like the major reason was because he was seeing somebody else, you feel me? But, it was also the hurt probably too that came with the situation. But he told me, and I just couldn't believe it. My jaw was dropped. I was like, and I was so mad at Gemini. I took it out on Gemini. I'm like, bitch, you made me lose my motherfucking sugar daddy, my ex-husband. That nigga did everything for me. You know what I mean? And Gemini kept pressuring me to get a divorce. So I actually went and got a divorce from him. Everything. And so when he told me that, I still didn't want to believe it. So maybe a month or so went by. I tried to text him, call him, number going straight to the voicemail. And then one day he did. I texted him and told him I had an emergency, and so he called me immediately back. And he was like, "What's the emergency?" I was like, "I just want to talk to you." I was like, "I'm sorry about everything." He was like, "Look, this is not an emergency." Like, talk about the tables turn, bitch. Tables turn. He was like, "This is not an emergency. I only called you back because I thought something happened to the kids, something like that." He was like, "Please, just leave me alone, please." And I was like, "Can you just call me back so we could talk?" He was like, "I can't promise you that I'm gonna call you back. I can't promise you that." And I tried to reach out to his sister and everything. Nobody responded to me. Nobody. And remind you, I've been with this man for almost 15 years. And yeah, that's what happened. And so just recently, it's Leo season. His birthday just passed a couple days ago. And I texted him. No, I called him. Phone went to the voicemail. I left a message. I said, "I just wanted to tell you happy birthday." Still trying to get a little hope, maybe thinking that he'll text me back or call me back or something. He moved out of Dallas and everything. He doesn't even live in Dallas anymore. I was just like, wow. Crazy thing is, last night I got a LinkedIn message about him saying he was hiring. I'm like, he hiring? What the fuck he hiring for? I go on there and he finally, I guess, has really started. He finally bought him a plane for his business, and he's hiring for a flight instructor. And I was like, wow, that's good. He's been talking about that since I known him, so I was like, that's really, really good. But then I went to snooping. I almost choked. I did. I went to snooping, and me snooping led me right. That's what they say. You don't go looking for nothing for you unless you're ready to find it. And while I was snooping, I actually found that he was married. Yeah, he is remarried to a whole nother woman. Beautiful woman too. Beautiful. She's very beautiful. She seemed like she's trying to get her shit together because she, her LinkedIn profile says she's a student and blah blah blah. I was just like, wow. And that was the thing that just let me know I need to move the fuck on. Your sugar daddy, your ex-husband, whatever you want to call him, he's gone. That ain't yours no more. Leave that man alone. Let him live his life, And it's funny because I used to always say that while I was with him. I was like, he just need to find him a good woman that's gonna love him for him. Now, please don't think I'm hating when I say this, but I feel like after being with you for 15 years and then you remarry somebody within a year and a half, I do feel like you rushed it. Even though I'm looking for somebody to marry again, but still, I feel like he rushed it. And I'm like, how the fuck, but then you remind you, when he met me 3 months later, he was asking me to marry him. So I just hope the same thing don't happen to him again. I ain't pushing that out there, you feel what I'm saying? But I'm just like, cause she looked like she trying to come up, okay? And she was like, bitch, hold on, this nigga got a bag. That's why I said I should have married the motherfucker 3 months in, because guess what? When we got divorced, I didn't get shit. And I could have got, half of the house and everything, but I just felt some type of way about doing that at the time. But that's another lesson I would tell people. If you've been with somebody for years, bitch, get what you can. Like, don't be trying to motherfucking be nice and be like, oh, you can have, no, fuck that. Because the same house that he has right now, he ain't even staying in that bitch. He's Airbnb that bitch out, or he's renting that bitch to somebody else, and that could have been half an income for me every motherfucking month. But I'm trying to be nice and be like, oh no, I'm not gonna do that to him. Bitch, you married to a whole nother bitch now. Why shouldn't I have done that? I should have got the money from the motherfucking house. That way I could have bought my own motherfucking house and been without worry about no damn bills. But you know what? What I told you, what Saturn do? He teaches you. He takes your ass through the mud so that you can learn. And now I'm letting you ladies know, or whoever listening to this, man or female, don't matter. Learn from my mistake. Do I regret getting divorced? Sometimes. Mainly because of the security. I could have stayed with my ex-husband. I'm getting older now. My whole ways is behind me. You feel me? I'm not in the streets no more. I don't care about that. But, I feel like he got the best years of my life. So that's the part of me that don't feel, discouraged. But you got the best years of my life. I'm 36 now. You met me when I was like a 19, 21-year-old little pipsqueak with sweet pussy. you was, yeah, please don't make me go there, okay? But yeah, like I said, it's over now, and after this right here video, nobody will ever hear me ever mention my ex-husband ever again, because it's nothing to mention. And I'm happy for him. Um, yeah. And now I can close that chapter of my life and move forward. And that's what I'm going to do. So, cheers to living, learning, loving, and moving forward. And with that being said, I'm out. Smoke of the cap, baby. I'll talk to y'all when I talk to y'all. Peace.